Welcome to Task 1, Step 2 video. In this short video, we'll talk about the type of content that would be best to include in the out-of-class homework videos and what should be included in the in-class portion of your flipped classroom. For the homework videos, any content that was static learning in a traditional classroom would be excellent to include in your homework videos. This is anything where students were taking notes or where you were just presenting in front of the classroom. So this could be something that was delivered in lecture format. The reason this is good for the videos is there's limited interaction with the students, and this content could then be transferred to the student through videos. In a math classroom, a lot of times this may be when you're introducing a topic, you have to prove the concept or you have to derive certain formulas that will be used and practice. This is all good content to include in your homework videos. In-class content or activities. In general, in the flipped classroom model, you include any practice that traditionally would have been given for homework. Now, you do want to take advantage of the opportunities that present itself by that being done in the classroom. So you don't just want to have students independently work on their homework, otherwise that defeats the whole purpose of the flipped classroom model. Try and create a collaborative environment. Have students work in groups rather than work independently. Use students as a peer resource. In a traditional classroom, if a student was working on a homework problem and got stuck, they would have to wait until the next class period to get any questions answered. When working in groups, the students can help one another out. In my flipped classroom, at the beginning of the year, I let students know what their role is within their group. And then we review that at the start of each quarter. I talk about how each student has to be willing to ask for help and also willing to give help. So if one of your group mates asks you for help, you need to stop what you're doing and take the time to help them, because there will be a time during the year where the roles will reverse and you will want one of your peers to help you out. When creating the collaborative environment, I prefer to allow students to choose their own seats. Now I work with seniors. If you work with younger students, you might want to assign groups based on how you think they will work best. But with my seniors, I tell them to pick an environment that will allow them to be most successful. What will the teacher do during this time? During this time, increase your contact time with each student. It allows you to see how students are doing, and once you've circled around the room and had contact with each student, you can keep a mental list of which students appear are struggling, and you can, on your second time around the room helping students, spend more time with those particular students that are struggling. Now, there may still be times where you might need to present to the whole class. This could include clarification of any content from the homework videos. Personally, I start each class with any questions that students have from the homework videos, and the first video of the year, I have them do their video notes in class and teach them how to take video notes and write down questions that they have during the video so that they can ask those once we are back in the classroom as a group. Additionally, when you're going around and helping students, if you notice that there's some common mistakes, you can also pause the class for a second and present that to the group as well. So it doesn't need to be always collaborative work. There are some times where you might want to do something still as a group. So these are some things to keep in mind when selecting your content for the out-of-class portion of the flipped classroom and the in-class portion of the flipped classroom.